Okay, we're going to jump into some time walk magic here. This is between Colron Chambers at the top and Nathan Blewitt at the bottom. We're looking at Nathan's hand because he recorded this earlier and then sent it to me. He's on the... Oh, we've got something a bit messed up there. A Gideon of the Trials, but it's obviously a Plains. Nathan's on the blue-white cycling. You can see he's got Angel of Sanctums and Sanctions in there as well, and a Settle the Wreckage. Authority of the Consoles in the main deck for Colron is a bit unusual. Nathan's changed this up a bit here. He's got a treasure map, so he's going to enable card draw later on. Looks like a blue-white deck for Colron as well. Not quite sure what he's on just yet. Nathan's going to miss a land drop here, his third one. He can scry with the treasure map though. Scries the Archer Oruska, that's a land, he can keep that. And later on it's going to be able to... He's going to be able to use that to draw cards. He'll cycle the Hieroglyphic Eliminations just to pick that up. 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 7, so 8, yep. This could be quite a drawn out affair because if both are on blue-white lists, it's probably going to be a control mirror. You can see there that is a island with funny art. So this is an area that's... He probably wants to keep that land. Yep, he'll cycle the Hieroglyphic Elimination again. This is an error that's caused by the source that Nathan downloads his cards from. It's faulty. Quite a few people run into this error. So to fix, there is a fix for it. You can go to the folder where you store your images and recode those particular ones. You can see Treasure Map doing some work here. It's going to convert into a land. There's a Drake Haven, that's one of his key win cons. And he'll keep that on top so he can draw. But 2, 4, 6 lands on the other side. We'll see if there's a counter spell over there. As we wait, Colron just having to think about it, and there's a spell swindle. Well, no, he's not quite going to get blown out there. And that's a massive mana ramp for Colron. I think post-sideboard both these decks are going to see huge changes. Spear of Industries. Colron's known for playing his own brews in the league. Some of them are pretty exciting to watch. He's going to tap down... This looks like an approach, yep. So taps down 7. He's got 3 cards left in hand. He'll pass the turn. Nathan's still... He's still 2 lands short of playing his own approach, and he's got no counter spells. I think he could probably cycle that Censor. He's leaving himself open here. If Colron... I don't know if I would have sacked the treasures like that. If Colron's got the approach, he's in big trouble. 2, 4, 6. Plays the planes to protect him from Censor. Yeah, so Colron's going to take the first game, as he has the approach in hand. So there's a concession from Nathan, and we're into game 2. He's got a pretty cool phase out. Nathan did the editing of this video, so I'll have to find out how he did that phase out later on. This hand is not fantastic. You can see he's bought an Authority of the Consoles. I'm not sure why he would bring that in, to be honest. Well, it's 3 lands. I didn't see that Irrigated Farmland sitting there. Yeah, I'll have to ask him later why he bought that in. Oh, there's a black. We didn't see that from Colron in the first game. So Treasure Map's going to get him the scries. There's old Gideon Plains again, and a treasure map of his own on the other side. This will enable him to resolve the Drake Haven. Scrying the upkeep there from Colron probably suggests he doesn't have a land to play for the turn. We'll see, and he doesn't know, he misses his land drop. Nathan goes with a... He can cycle Vizier if he wants to, yep. Not really much point in cycling at main phase, actually. So he does have a clock now. With Colron missing land drops, he doesn't scry the second time. He's going to go ahead and scry main phase here and play a Baral. Well, this will... What's he going to go after here? Get that Baral off the table. Well, the Baral tells me that Colron's loaded up with counter spells if he's playing a Baral, which is probably not going to be fantastic against his deck because a lot of Nathan's value is going to come from cycling, so he can cycle this Renewed Faith. But treasure map, is it going to flip? That's the third one. You'll get 3 treasures. Oh, now he's got a Zor. And while Nathan is tapped out, he's going to use his treasures to be able to cast that. This will probably get Nathan to use the Fumigate here, I'd imagine. No, he's not going to. He doesn't want the island. He'll pick up 2 life from cycling. The cycle gets 2 life from the Renewed Faith, and he also gets a second Drake, but there's that 6/6 Azor on the other side of the battlefield. And with Colron here at 6 lands, he's starting to close in on that, the magical number 7 again. You can see Gearhulk, I guess that's coming from the sideboard on Nathan's side. I think Colron's got a safe attack here. Unfortunately, I can't zoom in on these particular cards because this is pre-recorded, but I will just read out what Azor does. So when he enters the battlefield, each opponent can't cast instants or sorceries during that player's next turn. When he attacks, he can pay 2 blue or white X, and you gain X life and draw X cards. So he's certainly incentivized to attack. And he only draws 1 card there. Ashes of the Abhorrent. That one I have to look up as well. Okay, players can't cast spells from graveyards or activated abilities. So that's going to shut off the Torrential Gearhulk. And there's the Fumigate. Just see what that trigger was from Ashes of the Abhorrent. Oh, when a creature dies, you gain 1 life. Okay. There's a Primal Amulet. So, Colron's playing a real value deck here. He's kind of chucked in every novelty card he can think of by the looks of it. But Nathan, you can see, is starting to get the inevitability with the Drake Haven. You can start cycling every turn, hopefully, for him. 2, 4, 6. You can see a full grip of cards. I mean, you can see. You can see the 6 lands for Colron is a land short of the approach. Nathan on the other side has got the 6 up, but there's a search for a Skunter. It's going to bring a Gearhulk, but unfortunately, because of that Ashes, it cannot do any countering. Has he? Oh, yeah, Primal Amulets enabled him to play that Spell Swindle. And that's a massive blowout. 2, 4, 6. 6 treasure tokens, and now he plays his approach for 1 less as well. So that's a nice turn from Colron. See what that last card in hand is. Nathan is going to play out his own approach, and it's kind of, we're on a race now. Chooses not to attack. So, but Colron's going to be able to dig twice as fast as Nathan can here because of the search for Skunter, and he's got one as well, so he's going to take standard 2 games to 0. He's running the full set of 4. So he takes standard 2 games to 0. We're crossing over into modern now. No, this is Legacy, sorry. Looks like we're going to play Legacy. This is Nathan's hand again. It looks like he's on a homebrewed version of Reanimator. This hand, he can turn to Reanimate because he's going to use the Entomb to put something into the grave, and then use the Reanimate. Jin Gitaxis will cost 10 life to reanimate. You see, Sin Prodder. Again, I'm not that familiar with Legacy, so Colron down to 1 card, and we're just going to go to game 2 because of poor mulliganing. This hand, I think he can keep this one. Yep, he's going to keep it. He's got the Faithless Looting to put the Iona in the grave. He had a look at the hand last turn, so he can probably... Was it black? The game went very quickly. Blood Chief Ascension. And that's a nice draw because it enables him to put 2 cards in the grave now instead of just the 1. The problem in the last game when Colron mulled to 1 and just conceded, he should have at least waited to see what his opponent was on so that he would know how to sideboard. Necrogen Sense Gent. I'm not even going to pretend to know what that is. Okay, so he can go off here if he wants to. I think you go Entomb first. Okay. What colour does he name? Probably black. Yeah, he's going to choose black, so Colron can't play any more black spells for the game. He's thinking that does he want to... he'll drop to 2 if he reanimates that Chancellor. I would have been tempted to just Entomb a Grizzlebrand. Just for the life gain as well. Okay, he's going to find a Grizzlebrand this time. So here's Colron's turn. He can't play black lands. 3 cards in hand. Mind Crank. Let me just bring this up and see what it does. Whenever an opponent loses life, that player puts that many of his cards in his or her graveyard. And Blood Chief Ascension. Let me just bring that one up as well. Okay, he needs to get 3 quest counters and opponent loses 2 life each time a permanent's put into the grave. So that's actually a pretty good card against Reanimator. And we're going to game 3 there because he was just... running away with that match. This hand is not a keeper. He'll get rid of this, I'm sure. Oh, he kept this one. Wait, let me just draw 7, decide someone. Okay, no, we're still going through. So Colron is still resolving. I'll just speed this up a little bit. Because the serum powder enables him to mulligan for free if he's got one in his hand. This one, yeah, that's a keeper. Faithless Leading to get the Grizzlebrand and our Iona. He just needs to find something to reanimate with, and then he's set. This is game 3. Yeah. Okay, he's got the animate dead, so he's all set now. And he's got the... what's going on here? Yeah. So you can see his lands are stuffed up here as well. The swamp there with some sort of a... So he takes a mana tithe. So he's going to be able to use Reanimate next turn. No graveyard hate there from Colron. Grizzlebrand. Is it Grizzlebrand? Oh, he's going to name Black. I think that should make him safe. Oh, but fetching a plateau would have you make him wonder what's going on here. Two-turn clock for Colron to find some sort of answer. Plays a swamp, idyllic tutor. What's he going to tutor for? Has to be something you can play next turn. He's thinking. Eidolon. That's a bit confusing, actually. He's got a 2-turn clock. He needs to take down that... Oh. Okay, so he's going to see what's going on over there. So this is it. Colron needs something right now to get that Iona, and it can't be Black. And it's the game. So 2 games to 1 in Legacy. We're crossing over to Modern now. You can see Nathan is on Elves, and he's kept this one lander. And again, Serum Powder for Colron in Modern. So he likes that card. Lifecraft is bestiary in the main deck there for Nathan. There's a bit of a homebrew modification. And again, the same card, Blood Chief Ascension. So it's whenever they lose 2 life. So he lost life because of the... and again, he took 2 life because he shocked himself. So Blood Chief Ascension is going to be up and running in no time here. Lightning Bolt's going to be able to get him to... Oh, and this is a killer, this card against Elves. Eidolon. Yeah, every elf spell. And Eidolon with Blood Chief Ascension is a nice combo there. Yeah, he says this is going to be over quick. He's down to 11, and you can see Blood Chief at the end of the turn gets another counter. So now the Blood Chief Ascension is online. I'm surprised by that attack. Yeah, Nathan's just checking to see what's up here. What am I missing? I would be blocking that with the Dwynen's Elite and a Heartbeat. And he is, yes. As we go to game 2 of Modern. That's a nice little brew again that Colron's got. As this one, he's got enough to be able to cast turn 3. Turn 3 Collected Company, which will get around the Eidolon. No turn 1 play this time. And again he shocks himself down to 17. So he's got the board presence here this time. So what's Colron, what can he do? 4 creatures on the board turn 2 from Nathan. Can't really muck around here. Plays an Eidolon. That card is just an absolute beast in this matchup, but what is going on here? He casts a company. He cast a company before Llanowar Elves resolved, so he missed out on a point of damage from Shaman of the Pack there. I'm not really sure why Colron gives up the Eidolon that easily. Obviously I don't know this deck at all, but it seems to be one of his best cards in this matchup. Trading it for a Dwynen's Elite seems like a waste. What's he going after? Yeah, the Elvish Archdruid there. Spirit Guide, Collective Brutality onto the Shaman, and he'll get that last Collected Company out of his hand here if he escalates. Does he escalate? Yes, he does. He discards a land, he'll escalate on the Shaman, and so Nathan loses his second Collected Company, but he's still in a very healthy position here. Colron 1 card in hand. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 power on the board here, so 2 cards in hand. Is he going to hardcast a Spirit Guide? Yes, he is. Gleeful Sabotage. Don't really know what that card does. And that's just a trade, so we'll go back to Nathan here. I'm not sure what Colron is. He goes to 5. I'm not sure what he can draw to get himself out of this. Goes to 3, and we're going to game 3. Let me just look up Gleeful Sabotage. Destroy target artifact or enchantment at sorcery speed. Well, that's... I think there's about 100 different cards in Magic. No, that's exaggerating, but there's a lot of different cards in Magic at 2 mana at instant speed that can do that. Just double check that, see why that's in there, because there might be something that... No. I'll Conspire. As you cast this card, you may tap 2 untap creatures. When you do, copy it, and you may choose a new target. Okay, alright, I didn't read the bottom half. So it gives them a bit more. But here's an early Eidolon, so this is going to be a real test for Nathan's deck now. And he's still got 1 more mana dork, but this is going to cost him a turn here. Nothing to find from Brutality. Nathan down to 14. 12. Every one of these creatures is costing 2 from the Eidolon. I think if you're Colron, you don't want to give up that Eidolon. I think he's got the win on the board. Particularly if he can find 1 more piece here. Again, a Collective Brutality. Gonna go after the mana dork, I'm guessing, yes. Put Nathan down to 8. So pass of the turn here. Ghost Core to the green land in the upkeep. Gets a second forest. And you can see here again that problem with the mana. His 2 forests are shown as 2 swamps. So it's 11 versus 8. Dwynen's Elite will come down. Put Nathan down to 6. What can Colron do? This is game 3 of Modern. He can only pass the turn. Yep, I think Nathan's not in the business of casting anything now. If Colron can find some removal spell here. Well, that's going to gain him life. That could be crucial. Well, the life gain is going to offset the loss from the Eidolon. As you can see, Nathan's in a rock and a hard place here because he can't cast anything because Dwynen's Elite cannot swing because Eidolon will hit him on the way back. Oh, and there's a Collective Brutality. That's going to be the match. And it'll just take a swing, and Colron takes Legacy 2 games to 1. Thank you for joining us.